Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of MineTime. Last time we left off in the Nether where we were stuck because we couldn't make ladders to get ender pearls to get on the Nether roof. We're still thousands of blocks away and no signs of getting materials for ladders. It's really quite a predicament. So we might start living down here. I've gathered some wood so that we can get a crafting bench going. We've got some light sources, some ores. So honestly, not the worst possible house. We've still got some torches thanks to wither skeletons and some sticks from bastions. I am absolutely kidding. I made a soundstage to record this intro to juke folks. It's a pretty nice soundstage. I got inspiration from real, actual sound stages. There's lights on the roof, racks. These are curtains that meant to prevent sound, which in Minecraft wool does. But no, we're back. We're thriving. We're gonna regroup a little bit and go back in looking for another fortress to make that wither skeleton farm, because we really ought to have one. Now that we're back, let's use those enchanted books from the piglins we bartered with, upgrade our gear, and get back out there. Did you know swords have a maximum enchantment level? I had no idea this existed. I tried adding a fire aspect book, and I was not able to. These are the enchantments that I currently have, which I guess, okay, it would be a little overpowered if we added fire aspect as well. But fascinating. And yet, I can still rename it, and it goes back to 39. How curious is that? The last enchantment I put on was mending, and I wonder if I switched the order of fire aspect and then mending, if I would have been able to create it. Something to try another day. Probably another season. Time for phase 2. I'm on top of the world. Hey, I'm on top of the world. Hey, I've been up here for a while now. Something something dirt. Something something something. I am on top of the world. I should really write music, I think. I think I'd be pretty good. So yeah, we're on top of the world. We are on top of the world. We're very high up in the Nether. 212. That's pretty high up. Just wanted to let you know. I am on top of the world, the overworld, overworld, it's the overworld, I'm on top of the world. Hey, I am on top of the world. Hey, let's not jump here for too long, because then we will fall and die, and we'll be all across the world. Hey, and we'll have to collect our drops. Hey, and we'll never get here in time, because as soon as we load the area, they'll despawn. I am on top of the world. That's it, that's the song. You can place your orders for CDs now at Lord Thunderpork, the coolest .domain name. And now we sleep to avoid the nightmares, because getting hit off by a nightmare would be unfortunate. Ooh, nothing like waking up midair. There was going to be a next part to that phrase, but I forgot what it was. Clouds look like snow, and they should be bouncy, but they're not. You fall right through them. And we're back for a surprise debut, because I remember the rest of the words. I thought about what would happen if I fell down, and here's what the words are. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you hit the ground, but get up now, get up now. And I know it's hard when you're falling down, and it's a long way up when you hit the ground, but get up now, get up now. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, hey, I'm on top of the world, hey. Been like this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to smile, hey, been holding it in for a while, hey. Take it with me if I can, I've been dreaming of this since a child. Because I am on top of the world. Ta-da! Alright, now that that impromptu dance number is over, let's drop down a few blocks, get within range of the farm, and see if we can get some wither skeletons. Yeah, let's try this in third person. What could go wrong? Alright, let's observe. It should take a minute or so, so in the meantime I'll hum a simple tune. Or sing. I'll sing, that's what I'm gonna do. Spooky, scary skeletons. Something, something spine. Spooky, scary skeletons. Something, something, something. They're spooky and they're scary and they're skeletons. That's why we call them spooky, scary skeletons. And they do things to your spine because they have vertebrae. Because they also have spines. Because they are skeletons. Spooky, scary skeletons. Something, something spine. Spooky, scary skeletons. Spine, spine, spine. Vertebrae. This is taking longer than I expected. They're skeletons, and they're spooky. And hopefully I built the farm right. Because it's 2 a.m., and if not, I'm just going to sleep and log out. Skeletons. Dang it. Darn. Well. We're back at the Hanging Library, and as you'll notice, we have nether stars. Finally got that wither skeleton farm working. Had to move it a layer down, had to do some finagling with the AFK spot. It was a mess, but that's over now. We got some wither skulls, we killed some withers, so now we're about to install the beacons for the Hanging Library, which we're on top of. We're going to install 3 beacons, because that's how many potion effects I would like, and we're just going to dig down in these 3 spots. I've been thinking a lot about the Hanging Library and what it will look like. I think the large bookshelves are good, but we're going to want some smaller detail. Maybe some rock work or some other kind of custom building. And these beacons will really help with that because we'll be able to instant mine this stone, so we can finish hollowing out the other bookshelves and make details in pockets and holes inside of the rock. We'll also be able to instant mine terracotta, so we'll be able to make more sugarcane farms or gather terracotta materials more quickly. I think terracotta would look good here. The Hanging Library's aesthetic should be weathered, as if these books are ancient and the structures are old. Exposure to the elements has caused their colors to deteriorate, but yet they're still here as a structure. They just look older and mossy. So we'll definitely be adding a lot of foliage. I'm thinking we'll probably use spruce leaves because the other leaves discolor pretty significantly in the mesa. But spruce leaves keep their color pretty good in desert and other biomes. We're going to place the beacons probably around deep slate layer, so that way if we need more deep slate materials we can get them pretty quickly with haste, but also the sphere of beacon influence will extend upwards to our Hanging Library work. The bluish light coming from the sky right now makes this andesite look real pretty. I like this kind of light purplish blue color. I wonder if that's a color we could pick for the Hanging Library. I believe blue and light blue terracotta accomplishes that pretty nicely. Now we get to craft our first beacons. Beacons! And we're going to want them there, there, and there. And now we'll fill in the pyramid beneath them. Maybe if we have enough beacons, these could even be light sources inside of the library office. Prepare for lasers. Reminds me of laser tag. I wonder if we can get haste too, using 2 different beacons. Do the effects stack? We do not. Okay, fair enough. My only weakness right now with this building up strategy is gravel. If gravel fell on me and suffocated me, I'd probably fall back down the pit. But thanks to the resistance, we likely wouldn't die. And here we are. Nice. We can have our Aether portal as the access shaft down to the beacon as well. Excellent, very good. We've gotten the beacons, which needed the wither farm, which needed the horses, which needed the speed testing, which needed the mud for the Hanging Library. Now that we're here, we can dig out that bookshelf and not feel like we're wasting our time. Efficiency. I was going to take the stairs, but we can just jump off. Bam. Have a heart. This will also be good for our customers in case they drop down. They won't die. Yay, minimal death. Or else they might leave us some bad reviews, and we don't want that. Eventually, this area will become more of a shopping area, I'm thinking. The library will be the first reason for people to come here, and along the way, we'll build other high-end shops, including rare things like totems, ultimate horses, ultimate Lamborghinis, that sort of thing. Beacons, rare light sources. This will hopefully be the destination for rare blocks. Yeah, this is so satisfying and quick. Definitely worthwhile. Plus, we'll be able to use these beacons in the future on other projects that require digging. So now we can finally work on massive subterranean bases if we want to. We just need to be careful not to aim the drill towards this direction where we have details already. Bam! Just like that, a space for another bookshelf has been hollowed out. Time to fill it in. One consequence of digging so fast is you get hungry faster. But we've got these great 24-karat carrots. Oh, just kidding. We've got our own golden carrots because I'm subsidizing my supply. But in either case, we have great food supporting us. Time to dig. That is just too much fun. Now we'll actually need to fill in the bookshelves because we have nothing else to dig. Maybe I should open a mole service. I go and dig for different players on the server. A construction company. Yeah, I could be a construction company. Or I guess a destruction company because I'm making holes in the land for other people's builds. But either way, that was a ton of fun. We're walking back to the comment book, and you might be wondering where we are, why we needed night vision. You'll find out next episode. You'll also notice I'm wearing fancy pants. That'll also come out next or the following episode. We're catching up to real life, folks. It's exciting. But for now, let's head back up this gorgeous path, past this beautiful area, and head back through the portal to go home. Portal to go home? This way. Where are we exactly? Thousands of blocks away. For real this time. Interesting. Why would we have done that? Mysteries to be solved in the next episode. Oh yeah. Here we are at the end of the episode, where it all began, in our nether of convenience. That's right. We've gotten many wither skulls, which we'll do all sorts of fancy things with, beacons, of course, but there's so much more. For example, they look like microphones. If we put them on a dark oak fence post, it looks like a stand-up microphone in a bar. I'll use that technique when I build one. But for now, let's catch up on comments from the last 2 episodes. Episode 8, Diogenes says, "That's why I'm standing so close to the hand of the free market, because I'm a smart economist or something like that. This sums up my understanding of economics." Yep, that sounds about right. Economics is interesting. A couple months ago, I accidentally joined a State of the Economy meeting at my university. I was walking around, people were wearing a ton of fancy suits, and I was kind of curious why this was. So as I was washing my hands, one of them came up and I asked, "Hey, I've seen many well-dressed people. What is this for?" And he told me, "Oh, it's State of the Economy." I felt underdressed, but he said, "Yeah, come along. It'll be interesting." And it was pretty interesting. Economics is not something I know a lot about, and it seems pretty dry at times, but this was pretty interesting. Lots of cool folks I got to meet, got to hear about the state of the economy from professors and other qualified individuals. It was pretty educational. The person who invited me, we later had a good conversation about building a team, that kind of thing. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. So, yeah, even if it sums up the understanding of economics, that's not a problem. You can learn more in spontaneous situations. I don't know why it keeps corrupting. That is so strange. Interesting. Episode 9, from Dia Dita. That was a riff that played in one of my favorite marching shows in high school. It was the trumpets, I believe. What a cliffhanger. Hopefully my favorite YouTuber survived. Well, I have great news for you. I survived. So that just made your day, I'm sure. I'm alive, I'm still alive. I think that's a parody of a musical song. So that's from Portal the Musical, which is Portal the Unauthorized Musical, that's right. Because it's not like an official musical, it's just fan-made. And so they parody a bunch of famous songs. Anyhow, it's a good one. Check it out, consider it. Portal's pretty great. I don't know if you can tell from the style of thing I make, like a soundstage, but yeah, I enjoy Portal and test chambers and that kind of thing. Okie dokie. Well, I'll see you folks next time. Maybe I'll explain the fancy pants, maybe not. We'll just have to see. Tune in next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.